Two young riders from the Pacific Northwest anxious to make their mark in front of the hometown friends and family. Nathan Ramsey, David Vuillemin, as we see the Suzuki starting grid. We'll go down the entire list of those who made it into the main event for the 125s. And the way Vuillemin was running in practice today, David Bailey, he looked impeccable.
Well, I was talking to some people. I didn't get a split on him, but he was the same lap times a couple of times in the early running of his practice session as the 250s. And that is really going out there because that's about 3 seconds faster than anyone else. And on the parade lap just now, once again, like last week in Phoenix, like Davey Coombs said, he won the parade lap. He lightened it up, dazzling the fans on both triples, a no-footer cross-up off the finish line jump, a front wheel wheelie. The guy's just going crazy.
Here's our past winners. Vuillemin winning this race last year. Wyndham the year before, Huffman, Hughes, Phil Lawrence back in 1993 when he was a Team Suzuki rider. They're at the gate ready to go. Vuillemin actually raced here in Seattle in 1996. He took a 10th. He did 3 races in 96. Got a 4th in Anaheim. Should have been a sign of things to come, don't you think? A 10th here and then a 5th in San Diego. Then he turned around so that nothing could be said to be negative in a mood there. Came back and won the race after the 10th place finish the following year. Davey?
Yeah, you know, you guys are talking about how good David Vuillemin's doing. Well, I heard a bizarre rumor. The guys at Team Honda are already looking at this guy to possibly bring him over in 99. That's a pretty impressive compliment at this point in the year.
I would think with Ricky Carmichael 1 more year on his contract, they'd also be looking that direction, David Bailey.
Well, if Honda got both those guys and kept Lust on with the ball he's got rolling, they would have an awesome team. It almost doesn't even sound fair.
Okay, they're at the gate in sideways. We're almost ready to go for the 125 main. And they're off. Oh, what a charge. 28 is Huffman, the local boy. Ryan Huffman has got the whole shot. Matasevich, 111, is right there alongside.
Pretty good start for Vuillemin on the inside, working his way into 3rd.
Greg Schnell's number 85. He's had success here in the past. Number 18 is Stefan Roncada, currently in 5th. But Vuillemin is in 3rd and looking as smooth as ice. He'll pick his spot.
It's going to be a lot of hard work for Ramsey and John Dowd and McCormick. They're all right around 10th spot. They've got to stay glued to Vuillemin because I have a feeling he's going to the front.
Ryan Huffman winning a whole shot money. And Matasevich, John Matasevich, an interesting story coming back into 125 action. He dominated 2 years here in Seattle when they used to run double headers, David Bailey, winning 4 races in 2 events.
An awesome 125 rider, great timing, always done well in Supercross, led the 250 series for a long time.
Vuillemin almost boxed out by the 2, but cuts inside of Matasevich. Vuillemin looks back.
Well, Matasevich got so preoccupied with the leader, he left the door wide open for Vuillemin, and there it goes again.
1 lap, Vuillemin now is in the lead, and he is very, very difficult to hold back.
Once he gets in the lead, it just gets bigger and bigger.
Stefan Roncada in 4th, behind Ryan Huffman and John Matasevich. Jeff Matasevich, number 111.
Matasevich can hang with Vuillemin a little bit right here. That'd be a big boost for his confidence. Try to learn a little bit, see the timing that Vuillemin has through these loop sections and his corner speed. He gets on the gas so early. There you get Roncada over the finish line jump.
Roncada moving in front of Huffman. So it's Vuillemin, Matasevich, Roncada, Huffman.
Beautiful timing.
And then McCormick passing Huffman.
Roncada starting to time these loopy-doos like the 250s. If he doesn't make the pass on Matasevich before they get back to that section again, I would expect him to make it there.
When Larry Ward won his one and only Supercross here in 1990, guess who was in 2nd place in that race?
That was a great battle. I don't even know if that was a battle. That was more like a fight. They were blocking each other so bad.
Jeff Matasevich and Larry Ward. It was a true battle. Right now, Checkin is trying to hold on to 2nd place because McCormick, who's very fast but has had crash problems, is right behind him.
Boy, if McCormick can stay upright, He does a good job to get around that move by Roncada. Roncada getting on the inside, didn't leave him much room. McCormick filed his way through. Now this is where Roncada had a great line.
David Vuillemin is already 6 seconds ahead. Here comes number 32, McCormick, in front of Matasevich. He brings the Washingtonians out of their seats.
Matasevich struggling through that section. He's good everywhere else. Really struggling through there. Vuillemin is just gone. Now the McCormick's worked his way into second. You can see up the track ahead of him, all the way across the starting line into that next lap. No sign of Vuillemin.
Here comes Chicken. Chicken comes right back, trying to hold on to third.
McCormick is, I think right now, running the same pace as the leader.
So
not going to catch him at that pace, but he's definitely going to pull away from this battle.
It's Vuillemin, McCormick, Matasevich, Roncada, and Pingree has moved into the top 5. So time is running down. The checkers will be waving. We'll be right back here to the Kingdome in a moment. AMA Supercross is being brought to you by Motorcycle Mechanics Institute. Quality training for the motorcycle industry. Welcome back to the Kingdome in Seattle. Oh, look at that! Matasevich was slammed in the corner.
He's holding his knee, too. When he got together, I think he twisted his knee. He looks like he's in pain.
Let's take another look. Jeff Matasevich, 111, Roncada number 18, and just ticked him.
Well, Roncada got in there to make the pass. He was just trying to make a clean block pass, but it looked to me like hook peg or something may have hooked Matasevich's knee, causing him to go down. He's definitely out for the race. That's 2 weeks in a row. What a bad break. Jeff's starting to ride better. Phoenix going down on the triple, and here
he was just starting to get into shape, handling the 125s after riding 250s for a long time. And a really difficult emotional break now for Jeff Matasevich. We just hope it's a twist or something like that.
You see, looks like he's going to try to restart, but as he sat down on the bike, that left leg was just shaking. And Dowd is starting to work his way up.
Here's Vuillemin, number 934.
Take a look at this guy. He moves around on the bike so much.
Take him around, David.
Beautiful corner speed over that, nice and clean. Watch him through the whoops. Tries to time these. He'll jump. That section is starting to get rutted out a little bit. He's trying to stay on the top. The section coming up, he's beautiful. After he comes around, this is where the first corner enters the track. Jumps through there, jumps again. Little bobble right there. It's hard to keep his balance, but he's been getting through that section faster than anybody I've seen all night, even on the 250s. The guy's timing and his ability to seek new lines in the middle of the race, which is hard to do. Usually you get your favorite line, and it's hard to deviate from that. This guy is able to adjust mid-race.
You know, last week, David Vuillemin was doing something few other, if any, riders were doing. He was jumping the whoops instead of skipping on top of them, similar to what he's doing here today.
You know, in Europe, the whoops are bigger, so it's more difficult to hit the top of the hoops. So we jump in 125 by 3, sometimes by 4. So it's why in Phoenix, it was a bigger hoops than in LA or in Houston. So it's why I jump by 3, and 1 time 4. And me, I prefer to jump because I had experience to jump.
As Vuillemin has a 7-second lead, we're looking at the battle for 5th. Ramsey and Dowd. Nathan Ramsey, who surprised a lot of people by winning the heat race. We knew he was fast, but he was having trouble staying up on 2 wheels this year. Won the heat race to qualify for this main event, and John Dowd is now on the hunt. Let's go to Davey.
You know, I've been talking to a lot of people down here at the pits. They're trying to find out what is wrong with John Dowd. This is not what Yamaha had in mind, having John ride around 5th or 6th. And some people say it might have been the last-minute change from the East region to the West region. He might not have been ready to start racing in January, guys.
That's a good point, Davey. Kind of get in your head what you need to be doing, where your fitness ought to be. Perfect example of that is Emick. He doesn't really plan on being tip-top until mid-season. And John Dowd, a little bit of a slow starter as it is. Maybe because of this change, even a little slower than that.
McCormick out of the Pacific Northwest, desperately trying to hold on to second place. Here comes Nathan Ramsey to the outside, but McCormick. And Ramsey's got his hands full with Dowd, so we've got a 1-2-3 train now for second place.
Great battle. John Dowd looks like he's faster than both these guys. Just unable to get around.
Let's go down to Davey Coombs, who right now is with Dowd's mechanic.
Brian, what do you think's wrong with Johnny? Looks like he's having problems making some progress.
Yeah, you got good riders out there. He's trying. It's hard to make a move right now. The track's a little bit one line. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
I think actually as the track gets more rutted, it's a little bit easier to pass. It always was when I was racing on a rutted track, because the guys in front of you have to make a commitment. They don't have a smooth surface where they can go anywhere, and it's harder to predict what they're going to do and counter their moves.
You see a lot of riders in the shot. It's Vuillemin in first, McCormick in second, still holding on. Stefan Roncada, the Frenchman, in third, and Pingree and Ramsey are going at it for fourth. Pingree, FMF, Ramsey on the Kawasaki Pro Circuit, and John Dowd is number 9 behind Ramsey.
I think what's harder that Brian Barry may be talking about is he's not just trying to pass one guy, which he does. He gets Ramsey right there on the inside, but he's trying to pass two guys. A lot different story. Looks like he's going to get it done.
Dowd getting around Pingree with a nice move finally. So when we come back, we'll find out if Dowdy can hold that position. Welcome back to the Kingdome. Art Ekman, David Bailey, Davey Coombs, as we're taking a look at the future superstars of this sport in the 125 West, right here at the Kingdome, and it is Vuillemin 8 seconds out in front. Vuillemin is already into the whoops on this side. You're seeing Pingree, number 29, who had just moved back to 5th position, battling with Ramsey in 6th. So it's Vuillemin, McCormick, Roncada, Dowd, Pingree, and Ramsey. That is our top 6 order.
Well, this is where the battle is. The guys out front, pretty strung out, are running a fast pace. McCormick looks to me like he's a little bit on the edge trying to catch Vuillemin. Over the triple, Pingree getting harder and harder to do. Those ruts are getting deeper. The front face of these jumps looks like a comb as you head up. And when you land, you got to land in another rut. The balance it takes is unbelievable. Here's our leader, Vuillemin, through the whoops up to the finish line.
It seems like this track, David Bailey, is perfect for his style. He likes ruts. He doesn't steer away from them. He can time the jumps and the whoops so beautifully.
He seems to like the hard pack, too, like last week. So I don't know if this guy has a weakness.
Here's our Honda stopwatch. Let's check out the interval now and see what his lead might be over the second place rider. It's about 8 seconds.
And it hasn't changed too much, and Roncada's starting to close that gap. Make it a race for second. John Dowd about 14, 15 seconds back. John comes on strong at the end, though.
Vuillemin simply dominating this 125 Western scene. He's led 29 of the 45 laps coming into this race, and winning 2 of the 3 last. Roncada and McCormick. It's Roncada now moving into second over the native favorite here in the state of Washington. 3 laps to go, and McCormick hold on to a podium position. Here's our leader.
Watch him through here. We'll get a lap time on him. Hopping through those whoops. Under a minute. Unbelievable. 57 seconds is what the 250s have been running.
And we reiterate, the schedule looks like he will be able now to attend all of the 125 Western events. So he is definitely going to stick around for a points race. It does not conflict now with his GP schedule in Europe or around the world. Here's Stefan Roncada. He's dedicated himself to American Supercross.
Well, these guys are really coming over here and making a statement. The French want to do so well in the United States. They want to get out from underneath that image that Bale had when he's here. All of them very friendly, trying so hard to make a statement. They come over here, learn our language, and now they're starting to take all the spots on the podium, too. Ron Cotta riding a fantastic race, making the move on McCormick just a lap ago.
You know, you get the thought that if Ron Cotta got a decent start, he'd be right up there with Vuillemin.
I think so, but actually the start wasn't too bad. But in that first couple of laps, Vuillemin is so sharp. He's able to make moves, much like we used to see Jeremy do. If you can get the best start, he still made those first couple of laps really count.
McCormick trying to hold on. There goes Dowdy. And Dowd moving in front of McCormick now, sending McCormick back to fourth.
I think what happened, Art, was McCormick got right into second. You could see he was riding so aggressive, tried to stay with Vuillemin and burned himself out a little bit. But I admire that. He put it all on the line. He gave it everything he had. And so now he knows that maybe he needs to be a little bit more fit.
Down to the final 2 laps, and McCormick still can get his best finish of the year. He finished 5th in Los Angeles. We're down to the final lap now, as Vuillemin already hustled over the finish line jump while we were speaking.
Just on the opposite side of that straightaway, you see the flags go out. Danny Smith going down off the triple.
Here comes Vuillemin.
He'll be
they
forced
get the
to...
bike out of the way just in time. They wouldn't let him jump the triple. They got the red cross flag out. That means no jumping with a rider in danger. Vuillemin, though, he's got so far, so much of a lead. Good job, baby. It's not in French.
There's still a chance. John Dowd battling with McCormick. That pace has really picked up. They're closing on Ron Cotta. See Ron Cotta just ahead. They're closing fast.
Vuillemin's mechanic is Wayne Smith, incidentally, his American mechanic. He has another mechanic when he goes to Europe. 9:34. The checkers again. The 3rd straight victory for Vuillemin. His 4th career victory, winning here in Seattle last year. And Yamaha has 3 consecutive 125 wins in Seattle. Vuillemin, Ron Cotta, Dowd, McCormick. A terrific 4th place finish. And Pingree rounding out the top 5. We will be right back to the Kingdome with more words from the Frenchman learning English. Here's how the 125s finished up here in the 125 West in the Seattle Kingdome. Vuillemin, his 3rd consecutive victory. Stefan Ron Cotta, another podium appearance for the young Frenchman as well. John Dowd in 3rd place. Jason McCormick in 4th. And David Pingree moving up to 5th. And as we look at the official top 10 125 finishers, Davey Combs is moving over to that podium to get the words of wisdom from the one of 2 Frenchmen, David Vuillemin.
Okay, thanks, Art. David, congratulations, man. You're just knocking these guys dead here in the States.
Yeah, I did a good start, maybe 3rd, and I come up, and you know, I passed Machazevic and Ryan Hoffman in the same lap, so it was easy for me. After I lead about 13 laps, I did not make too much mistake. The track is very hard because lot of ruts, so I'm happy to don't make mistake and to stay on my 2 wheels, and I will thank Yamaha and FMF for this victory.
You must also be pretty happy with the news that you don't have to go to Indonesia now. You can stay and race for this title.
Yeah, maybe I can wait for this title, but maybe it's maybe a rumor, or I don't know yet, but maybe I will come back for Dallas and Minneapolis and do all the series, and I can take the title, so I'm happy to race all the races.
Okay, well, congratulations, David. Listen, we're going to move over here to the next French guy, and this is our 2nd place finisher. This is Stefan Ron Cotta. Stefan, a good ride, but how are you going to stop Vuillemin?
You know, I had a bad start, I had a good start, and he was in the lead pretty soon, so he could catch some way, you know, and I think I had a good race. I was pretty fast out there, but he was as fast as me, and when we have that much of a lead, it's very hard to come back. I mean, if he has done a mistake or something, I would come back, but not right now. It was pretty fast out there.
Hey, are there any more French guys coming over next year? I mean, right now, the way it stands, you guys are laying waste to these guys.
I don't know in the next year that's coming, but I think Todd is coming and is going to do very good here in a couple of years, I think. So start to be a lot of French guys to do good, and we're very happy because it's all our dream to ride good here, so it's really good for us. And I hope we have a lot of fun.
That's it. All right, let's go back to you, Art.
That's it. He knows enough English. Hey, I'm through.
Yep, that's it.
As we take a look now at the Suzuki point standings, the 125 Western Division, Vuillemin taking over the lead in the points race. Only 2 points over John Dowd, and Ron Cotta is right there. Pingree's moving up the ladder as well. Let's go back to Davey.
All right, hey, you know what? We just found out, John, that it sounds like Vuillemin's got the points lead. What are you going to do to get after this guy?
Oh, I don't know. I think I got to start off by getting some better starts, and you know, I can't be letting him get up front like that. And I got kind of stuck in the pack today, and just really got kind of clustered back there, and I didn't have a chance. I mean, them guys, they opened up a lead right off, and you know, I just didn't have a chance out of them.
Well, we know that it was kind of planned that you were going to ride the East, or at least a lot of us thought. Do you think that the sudden jump to the West caught you unprepared?
I don't think so. I think, I mean, all the tracks are pretty similar, you know, on both sides and this and that, so I don't think that really has anything to do with it. I just, I've been a little tight the last few races. I don't know if it's, you know, something to do with the points race in the back of my head or whatever, but I got to try to straighten that out and get back on track.
Well, you know, I think Dowd's been riding great. I mean, tonight, yeah, he needed a better start, but he's been second to Vuillemin and riding great. It's just Vuillemin's just riding a little bit better. Outstanding. This guy probably has a good shot at the podium in a 250 class the way he's riding.
9:34, celebrating his 3rd consecutive victory, taking over the points lead in the 125 West.